I've been reading your comments, and a lot of people have been asking me a lot of questions, and I will try to answer some of them in this video. And what I'm referring to is the comments you're making on the Nicola Bulley videos. So first off, quite a few of you said it doesn't make sense with her phone left there. I understand that. I agree that it doesn't make sense with her phone being left there, but there is another way you can look at it, and I'll just throw this out there. Again, I don't know if this is the truth or not, but this is how, in my mind, kind of the only thing that would make sense. Either all of a sudden something happened and she got up quick and left without her phone, or I mean, we use our phones as our form of communication all the time, right? Maybe there were words, messages, letters, something on the phone that she had written and left behind that she wanted people to find. That is a possibility. So I know everybody's saying, you know, well, she would have left a note or whatever. Maybe she did on her phone. I don't know. Maybe she did, and we just don't know. Okay, so that's the one thing I was touching on about the phone, because I know a lot of you asked me about it. The dog situation, I don't know about the dog. I agree, it's weird. The dog was dry. Why would she bring her dog? It just seemed like her normal, everyday routine. It seems to me that there was a trigger, and the only trigger I can think of was the work call, because it seems like she was acting fine before the work call. She was texting people, making a play date, you know, dropping her kids off at school like normal. She logged into work. So to me, what was the common trigger there, if it was indeed a suicide? Work can be stressful. I don't care how good you are at your job. I have been the top person at several of my jobs, but I found those jobs to be awfully stressful, especially when you're good at your job, because people often give you a lot of work because they know you're the one that's going to get things done. In fact, that's what my old boss told me. You're the one that's going to get things done. So you know who gets a lot of work and a lot more because they know you'll get it done on time, and you're the person who'll work all weekend and stay up to ungodly hours of the night? You, because you have that strong work ethic. So I know someone else mentioned that. That's why I'm saying that to all of you, that does not necessarily, being good at your job does not necessarily equate being happy at your job. So I just encourage you to think of those things. I would love to think it is an accident just with all of you. I read the cards and I say what the cards say. But I would, you know, very, very much prefer this to be an accident. That would be wonderful. My cards pointed to her kind of being in charge of her own fate and it not being foul play. So again, I just am going to throw out there the reason why the police may be quick to rule foul play out, or may not be conducting an extensive investigation, and may not have conducted an extensive investigation from day one. Maybe there was something on the phone. You know, you just don't know. But there's some reason that they decided to do that. It's hard to imagine that they were that careless, although some of you in the UK are telling me, no, they're really that careless. I don't know that. To make sense of it, I feel like, okay, they must have had some other information that we don't. And they're not going to share everything. And we don't know what happened at that welfare check that was only a couple weeks beforehand. And I know a lot of you are pointing to I keep calling him husband, but I've been corrected about, I don't know, 20 billion times, that he's not the husband, he's the partner. So let me formally say, I know a lot of you think the partner was involved. You know, I don't think the relationship was great, but I didn't necessarily see that he was involved here in the cards. That's what I didn't see in the cards. It looked like there were things in the background, a lot of stress and what have you, but who hasn't had that in their relationship at some point? You know, so it's all, it just sounds like she was going through a lot. sounds like there were a lot of things in her life going on that were very extremely stressful, and she was trying to hang in there the best she could. And like I said, I'd love this to be a horrible accident, but I have to believe at this point that there was something cluing the police in to believing that she went in the river. And to me, that says they didn't believe it was an accident. It's not like they found a slide footmark, you know, sliding from the mud down into the river that looked like an accident. It's not like they found blood on a rock or something. No, they were very quick to say they believed she was in the river and that there was no foul play and no third party. So I just have to believe that the police have more information. They've already released too much information, but you gotta stop and think. The information they did release, they were alluding to this being a suicide. And so to me that says, all right, they've probably got even more information. Who knows what was said when they went to her house. And I think there's probably a lot we just don't know. And that was why they were so quick to investigate the case as they did. And who knows what the heck was on that phone. We'll never understand the dog situation. I don't think any of us will. If you have good reason to believe something there, you know, I just kind of think something spur of the moment was a trigger. And all I can think is she was on that work call. And work can be horribly stressful. It just can be. So those are my thoughts on the situation. We'll wait and see what the coroner says ultimately. I mean, some of you are bringing up good points. We want to see, is that lake water in the lungs or river water? You know, is that just is that how she passed? And that should give everybody more answers. I think everybody is involved in this case because they care. I know a lot of people are on there pointing fingers at YouTubers and the TikTokers and everybody, but you know, when people see a mystery and they see someone that they think is not getting justice or their case isn't being taken care of correctly or investigated correctly, I think it's right for the public to speak up and put some pressure on for this to change and for there to be either all-angle investigation or some information released that lets people know there's a reason why they're investigating the way they are. And because these police were so wishy-washy with the information they released and not really being straight up, and they were probably trying to be careful to the family, but I think at the end of the day, people were speaking up because they did care about Nicola and they did want her found, and they were going there because they wanted to help find her. And ultimately, I think that was the whole situation from the start, is that people cared. You know, people didn't want to see this person just be disregarded. Just disregarded and not fully investigated, because everybody felt she fully needed an investigation, and that would be justice. You know, her getting the care and the attention that she deserves. And I think at the end of the day, Nicola Bulley was given all that attention and all that search. That's not every person doesn't get all that attention when they go missing. No way. And why? Because of the YouTubers, the TikTokers, the people, the public that got involved. So you know what? I say good for those people. Don't mess up a crime scene to where you're messing up the DNA or something. But if you can bring attention to a case and can bring some more heat on keeping that case out in the public eye and people searching for the person who's missing, you'll never be able to convince me that's wrong. All right, people, take care. Bye-bye.